What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the stream. Nice little Saturday slate we got ahead of us. 9-gamer. Gonna be a fun one for sure. Basically, half the slate is questionable right now, so we have no idea who's playing tonight, who's not playing. Embiid, KD. I mean, what the heck's going on with KD? Got pulled from the game yesterday. Didn't travel with the team. Now he's questionable to play. We don't know what's going on there. AD's now questionable. Kyrie got ruled out. Christian Wood's out. Ben Simmons is probable, but yeah, like so many question marks right now. We'll talk about the slate, what I'm kind of liking. We'll talk about the injury news. Obviously, Kyrie being out is going to change some things now. We'll talk about that as well. But appreciate you guys tuning in for this Saturday stream. Appreciate you being here. Going to be live for about an hour, answer all your questions, talk through tonight's slate. We'll take a look back at my lineups that I played last night, my DK and my Yahoo lineup. We'll break it all down. But what's up, everybody? What's up, Dylan? Let's make some B-Day money. Let's get it, man. If it's your birthday, Dylan, happy birthday, brother. Happy birthday. Vooch or Siakam? I like Vooch again. I mean, great matchup once again for Vooch. I think I'd prefer him over Siakam tonight. Harden is a lock. Yeah, Harden's going to be... If we get a scenario where Kevin Durant's out along with Kyrie, I mean, James Harden is going to be like... We're basically getting the James Harden that we got when he was with the Rockets, whenever Westbrook would miss games or Chris Paul would miss games, and he'd just go out there and put up, 70, 80 fantasy points basically every time. I mean, Harden's going to be I don't want to say a must-play, but close to it if KD's out. Really going to like James Harden. Noah, my guy, let's get it, Clinton. What's up, man? Horrible night from Baisley killed me, but I at least got Vooch, Kawhi, and Tatum. Yeah, Baisley was a killer for me. Sabonis, I don't know what the hell happened with Sabonis or the Pacers, but that was a killer for me last night. I played Russell Westbrook on DK. He was kind of like a last guy in. Westbrook with by far the worst game of his career. He literally had less than 20 fantasy points, and the Wizards just got absolutely blown out. I've just been running so bad lately, man. It's been so frustrating. Obviously, I had some good plays last night. I hit on some guys that did well, but the studs killed me. Sabonis mainly was killer. Boogie and Harden are locks for me. Yeah, I think right now, especially if Kevin Durant is out, those probably look like two of the best plays on the slate, Boogie and Harden. Going to be hard to get away from either one, honestly. I think Durant is out. He's questionable, Jay. We got word this morning that he has been updated, or they updated his status. He's now questionable. He didn't travel with the team, but supposedly he can travel himself. Like, he doesn't have to travel with the team. So if he gets announced as available to play, he can fly out there by himself. Like, he doesn't have to be with the team. So he still has a chance to play. He's probably going to be out if I had to guess, but, hopefully we'll have that news closer to. There's only one 7 o'clock game tonight, so, we're probably not going to have most of the news that we need before lock, but we'll get it. We'll be able to make late swaps in that case. Jamal Murray's out. Did I just get announced? Oh, damn, it did. Well, that's going to change some things. We'll have to talk about that. So, no, that game's not on the main slate. I don't think. That's like a 5 o'clock game, isn't it? Yeah, never mind. Jamal Murray out, I guess, if you're playing Showdown or like the early slate. I forgot that game isn't even on the main slate. But yeah, Monte Morris, he's going to benefit with Jamal Murray out. He should. Sabonis me. I feel that, man. Like, I'm pretty sure he was on pace to play his normal minutes. He had played like 29 minutes at the end of the third quarter, and then he literally didn't touch the floor at all in the fourth quarter. They just left the bench unit out there the entire fourth quarter. Just so frustrating, so frustrating. Who's your favorite play on Minnesota with Russell doubtful? It's probably Ricky Rubio. I like him more on Yahoo. He's really cheap over there. Rubio's minimum salary on Yahoo, so I think he looks pretty good on Yahoo. Draftkings kind of priced him up. He's $5,200. He's still in play at $5,200, but I wish he was a little bit cheaper. But I think Rubio's the guy I like most from Minnesota now. Rubio, and I think Anthony Edwards benefits as well, but Anthony Edwards has kind of been priced up too. Rubio's probably my favorite, though. Nice, my early slate line going to be fire if Jamal's out. Yeah, if you're playing the early slate, I guess, that's something to note. Or if you're playing Showdown. I don't even know if they have a Showdown slate for that game, but yeah, Jamal Murray is out. Playing early, put Morris in, hoping Murray would sit. One thing went right today so far. Hey, sometimes that happens. Sometimes you build your lineups assuming a guy's going to be out, and he is out, and, you don't have to do anything. That makes it nice for sure. Seems like whenever I do that, though, when I make my lineups assuming somebody's going to be out, they wind up playing. Rubio or Cole Anthony? Honestly, I think I'm going to prefer Rubio now. I know Rubio, we've had this scenario before where Russell's been out and Rubio has started and he hasn't done much in the starting lineup, but he's been playing really well lately. He's been getting time alongside Russell. I think Rubio probably plays around 30, 32 minutes. He's a pretty productive player when he's on the floor. I do still have interest in Ricky Rubio. Even though he's burned me before this year when I've played him without Russell, I'm probably going to be on him again tonight. On FanDuel, we don't have utilities, so for center, Vooch, or Boogie, it all depends on price. I don't know what the FanDuel pricing is. I'm sure Boogie's probably too cheap on FanDuel, so it would probably be Cousins. Still scared to go to Howard if Embiid's out. If he starts, I think Howard is a good value. It's just that, I'm for sure playing DeMarcus Cousins tonight, so that's one of my centers. I know I'm playing Cousins, so it just, do I want to play Howard in the util? I guess I could, but there are some other good centers I like. It's just, we're going to have to see, what kind of news comes out, because there could be maybe some better value open up. There's still a lot of guys questionable on the slate. Is Bruce Brown in play? If Kevin Durant's out, I do have a good amount of interest in Bruce Brown, because Harden obviously is going to dominate the usage, but Bruce Brown should be able to do something. He should be able to contribute. He has been decent when he started before. I think the minutes will be there. They might stagger their minutes so that, Bruce Brown, one of Harden or Brown's on the floor at all times. So, yeah, I do have interest in Bruce Brown, especially if KD's out. If Embiid is out, do we lock in Simmons? Simmons is going to be a really good play if Embiid's out. It's just this is going to be one of those slates where I feel like, again, there's just so many good plays, and you really have to just got to hope you land on the right ones. If KD's out, Harden's for sure a priority for me. I think DeMarcus Cousins, regardless, is going to be a priority for me. There's going to be some good value if Harden's out with, Bruce Brown. If I can fit Simmons in, then yeah, I like him if Embiid's out. Vooch and Boogie, so fade Horford. I need more center spots. Yeah, I feel you there. This is definitely a slate that is, there's a lot of good centers to play. I mean, if we get a scenario like we don't even know what OKC's doing, like if OKC has an 8-man rotation again, I mean, yeah, I'm going to like Al Horford a lot. Al Horford smashed last night. Still didn't get a ton of minutes, but he was really productive, and I'd assume he'd be, pretty productive once again if, SGA's out and all those guys that were out last night are out again. So, yeah, like Horford, Cousins, Vooch. I like Drummond. I think Drummond's too cheap. I mean, there's just so many good center plays today. Even Jakob Poeltl still viable. Any news on Dejounte Murray? He's still questionable last I saw. Derek White, yeah, he'd be like another good value, just another value to throw into the mix. If Dejounte Murray winds up out, I'm going to like Derek White quite a bit. I think I'd rather play Derek White over Rubio if that's the case. Green or JTA on Yahoo, probably want Toscano Anderson. They're the same price. I mean, Jeff Green should benefit if Kevin Durant's out, but I think I'd still rather go with Toscano Anderson. Because Toscano Anderson played 40 minutes last game, and it's likely he gets big minutes once again, especially if Eric Pascal's out. Rubio's only $4,700 on FanDuel. Yeah, that feels like a pretty good price. I think Roby is a lock. I mean, yeah, Roby started last night. I didn't expect that, but they started Isaiah Roby, the Thunder did, and he played really well in the starting lineup. He's cheap again. I mean, if he starts again and OKC has an 8-man rotation, then yeah, Isaiah Roby, I mean, $3,700. If we're going to get over 30 minutes from Isaiah Roby in the starting lineup, I mean, he's going to look like a really good value as well. Good thing on Draftkings, you can play him at power forward. On Yahoo, he's center only, which really sucks, but he's still a pretty good value. Boogie's $5,900 on FanDuel. Yeah, that feels too cheap. I would probably play Boogie in my center spot on FanDuel. Is Drummond still a go? He in terms of is he playing? He's not on the injury report. I still do like him as a play. But obviously, I'm prioritizing DeMarcus Cousins at center, so it'll just have to come down to, will Drummond fit into my util spot? Vucevic still viable on the back-to-back? Yeah, I'm not worried about that. I mean, they're not having to travel. Like, they're playing in Orlando again, so I'm not really too worried about that. It's always a concern when they play like a game and then they have to travel and stuff. But given they're not having to travel, I'm not too worried about the back-to-back for the Magic. Roby's looking juicy also. Yeah, Roby, if he starts again, Roby's going to be a really good value. Is D'Angelo Russell out? If he is out, is Malik Beasley a good last piece? I mean, yeah, if you're like a last piece in, I'm fine with Malik Beasley. I don't think I'm going out of my way to play him. But yeah, Malik Beasley would be viable. And right now, D'Angelo Russell is doubtful, so he's not expected to play. Patrick Williams is a good play if Young or Markkanen's out. Well, Markkanen, I believe, is doubtful. He's not expected to play. Thad Young, I think, is probable. I'm assuming Thad Young plays. I'm assuming Markkanen's going to be out. So with Markkanen out, yeah, the minutes should be there for Patrick Williams. He's not that high of an upside. Like, he's not a very high upside player. I feel like there's probably going to be other values I want to go to, but yeah, I mean, you could throw Patrick Williams into the value pool for today. I mean, there's going to be plenty of value, I feel like. It's got to be Cousins plus Vooch for single entry on DK. I mean, you could do that for sure. You could do Cousins plus Drummond, Cousins plus Poeltl. If all those guys for OKC are out again, you could do Cousins and Horford. I mean, you could fade Cousins if you want to. I'm probably not going to do that, but there's a lot of good centers for sure. Boogie and Ingram or Vooch and Toscano Anderson. Probably go with the first one, Boogie and Ingram. Favorite stud, favorite values. Probably favorite stud for me is definitely Harden. If Kevin Durant's out, Harden's going to be the guy I want to pay up for, 100%. Favorite value right now. I think Juan Toscano Anderson's still a really good value. I think, Bruce Brown, if Kevin Durant's out, is a pretty strong value. I like Ricky Rubio now that D'Angelo Russell's out. So those are some cheap guys I have interest in. Or D'Angelo Russell is doubtful. Heard talk of Horford playing, but guess getting less minutes on back-to-back. Yeah, I think he's rested on back-to-backs this year, but it's basically come to a point where OKC doesn't have enough players, so Horford basically has to play, I think. Maybe they could limit his minutes. I would assume if they are that we would get word of that, but yeah, we just got to wait and see with the OKC guys. You ever play Isaac Okoro because of his minutes? Not really, Gabriel. Like, he's just not... Like, he can play 35 minutes and score 15 fantasy points. Like, I just really don't feel like I have to ever play Isaac Okoro. Unless it's like a 2-game slate and I'm starving for value. On tonight's slate, I feel like there's going to be way better value than Isaac Okoro. DeMar DeRozan's still too cheap. Is he a good last piece? Yeah, I still do like DeMar DeRozan quite a bit. His price didn't rise enough, in my opinion. No LaMarcus Aldridge. He sees a big bump in usage. He's way more productive on a point-per-minute basis. I definitely like DeRozan again. Roby's been smashing when he starts. Yeah, he's always been pretty productive when he gets minutes. I was surprised that they started him alongside Al Horford, but they did, and he got minutes, so I'd assume if he starts again, you get 33, 34 minutes from Isaiah Roby. He's still really cheap. He's going to be a really good value. You still like the OKC guys? Who are your favorite? It all depends on who's out, Dylan. Like, we don't know if Lou Dort's going to play, if SGA's going to play, if Theo Maledon's going to play. All those guys were out last night. If they're all out again, I think Isaiah Roby's probably my favorite, like, of the value guys, the cheap guys. I think Kendrick Williams, I know he didn't have a good game last night, but he played a ton of minutes and he's still cheap. Obviously, Hamidou Diallo would dominate the usage and would be a good option. Horford you could go back to. I mean, there's plenty of guys to target from OKC. We just got to wait and see who's in or who's out. Who do you follow on Twitter for lineups and news? I follow at Fantasy Labs NBA. I'm pretty sure that's basically who everybody follows. They tweet out starting lineups. They tweet out whenever players are out and stuff, and they do it, the second it comes out. So at Fantasy Labs NBA, that's who you follow for lineups and news. For sure, I think that's probably the best site, but there's plenty of them out there that do all the same thing. Toscano Anderson or Patrick Williams? I'd rather go with Toscano Anderson, I think. What do you think about this lineup? Rondo, Harden, Toscano Anderson, DeMar, Cousins, Bruce Brown, Patrick Williams, Vooch. I mean, yeah, that's pretty solid. Obviously, Rondo, that's dependent on if Trae Young plays. That's another question mark. Trae Young's status is up in the air, but yeah, that's fine if Trae Young's out. If no Joel, you think Cousins and Howard play together? Yeah, you could definitely play those two guys together. Last game, it was Tony Bradley who started. I know he was disappointing, but if Tony Bradley starts, I'm still going to prefer him over Dwight Howard, but we'll just have to wait and see. It seems like whenever we get this scenario when Embiid's out, it's like we all play the starter and then the guy that comes off the bench goes off. Like last time Howard started, we all played him and then Bradley went off the bench. And then last game Bradley started, we all played Bradley and then Howard went off the bench. It's been frustrating, but the minutes I would assume are still there for whichever one starts. Whichever one starts probably gets at least like 20, 22 minutes at the minimum, I would think. You think SGA is playing? I really have no idea. My best guess is he probably plays, but I really don't know. Hopefully we get word pretty soon, or at least, somewhat close to lock. Guard 5K and under, already have White and Brown. I know Rubio's a little bit above 5K, so you couldn't get to him. I mean, Rondo would be the guy I'd go to if Trae Young's out. You could play Rondo. You could play Derek White, especially if Dejounte Murray's out. He'd be really good, a really good play. Oh, you already have Derek White. Sorry about that. Well, if you already have Derek White, then I guess Rondo if Trae Young's out, or Kendrick Williams. If OKC has all those guys out again, you can play Kendrick Williams. RJ Hampton not on the active roster for the Nuggets. I have no idea, honestly. I haven't even looked at that game because it's not on the slate, so I don't know. I thought he's been playing for them, but maybe I'm wrong. I thought I was looking at games and stuff. I thought I saw him check in one night, a couple of nights ago. He was playing. Is TLC sneaky? I mean, yeah, he could be. Or yeah, TLC. I mean, yeah, he's viable. I would assume he gets more minutes if Kevin Durant's out. I'm sure, pretty cheap. Let me see. Yeah, he's 3,800. I mean, I don't see a ton of people going to him. I think Bruce Brown's definitely going to be more popular than TLC because I would assume Bruce Brown starts. So, yeah, you could definitely target him off the bench. If SGA and Dort play, is Hamidou Diallo still good value? No, I would be off a day. If SGA plays, I'm off for really. I don't have any interest in anyone on the Thunder if SGA plays. Jalen Brunson for value? Probably not a slate where I'm going to be looking at Jalen Brunson. I feel like there's just so many other guys we can target over Jalen Brunson. If Murray's out, how high does DeRozan rise in your ranks in comparison to Cousins and Harden? I mean, DeRozan would be way up there. He'd be a top play for me. He'd be right up there with Cousins and Harden, probably right behind him. And then those other Spurs guys, Derek White, Patty Mills, they would be pretty good options as well if Murray's out. If Durant gets to play, I play him over Harden. He's probably pissed from last night. I mean, yeah, if Durant does play, I mean, Durant's a really good option too because him and Harden are going to dominate the usage with Kyrie out. So, yeah, I'd like Durant quite a bit, and I think you could definitely play Durant and Harden together. Switch Rondo and Williams for Rubio and Roby. Yeah, that's fine for now. You just got to keep up with the news, Robert, because, if Trae Young plays, or if Trae Young's out, maybe you go with the Rondo side, especially if SGA plays and that OKC, all those OKC guys, kind of aren't in play anymore. Is DeRozan a lock in cash? I mean, Doc, is too hard to tell. I mean, it's 4:20 in the afternoon. We still have almost 3 hours to a lock. It's hard to tell who's the optimal cash plays right now. Thoughts on this lineup as of now: Harden, Bruce Brown, DeRozan, Scott Anderson, Cousins, Rubio, Roby, Vooch. I mean, that looks pretty good, Dylan. Rubio or White. I think if Dejounte Murray's out, I'm going to prefer Derek White. If Dejounte Murray plays, I'd probably take Rubio. DeMarcus Cousins or Al Horford, I'd still prefer Cousins. Still prefer Cousins there. Thoughts on Dennis Schroeder? I'm not playing Dennis Schroeder on this slate. There's so many other guys I'd rather play. I don't really have any interest in any Lakers. I know AD is now questionable, but I still assume he's going to play. I'm digging Joe Harris, Jeff Green if Kevin Durant's out. Yeah, both those two guys are viable if KD's out for sure. Porzingis better bully than Warriors tonight? I mean, you would think, is Porzingis like 7 feet tall, and the tallest player on the Warriors right now is like 6'9" or 6'7". I mean, they don't have anyone that can guard him. He was in foul trouble last game, and that kind of really hurt his upside and capped his ceiling. But if he plays his normal minutes, I mean, yeah, Porzingis should have a big game against that undersized Warriors team. Durant and Irving. So Irving is out. That's official, but Durant is questionable. Durant didn't fly with the team. It seemed like he was going to be out, but then they updated his status this morning and said he's questionable. He has a chance to play. If he gets cleared, he can fly himself out there and play tonight. Lowry, Morant, or Wall? Probably Lowry between those three. Hey, Noah, fellow South Carolina here. Liked and subscribed. Who are you starting catch-ups with on DK? The information we already know. I mean, it's hard to tell, Joel, but I think, if KD's out, Harden's going to be a top play. Cousins, I think, is a top play regardless. Those are guys you want to start with in cash. I'm really going to like Bruce Brown as a value if Harden's out. So those are just a couple of guys I'd be starting with right now. But, we got to wait and see what happens with this news. Because, if Embiid winds up out, if Trae Young winds up out, I mean, that's just going to really change things. If Dejounte Murray winds up out, I mean, yeah. It's hard to tell right now. Would you play Vooch or Howard Bradley if Embiid sits? I mean, it depends. If you have the salary to fit Vooch, you might as well play him. But if you're talking about, spending up for Vooch or dropping down to Howard Bradley, it all depends on what you can get with the rest of your lineup. So if you find some good guards or good forwards you can pay up for, then yeah, maybe you drop down to Howard or Bradley. Probably should change that lineup because I literally have Zach 1. I mean, yeah, I don't know why people put their lineups in here. A lot of times people are probably just going to copy your lineup and play it, and you don't want that. If Embiid sits, Harris is a good play. Yeah, I think Tobias Harris, yeah, I would have both him and Ben Simmons I'd have interest in if Embiid plays, or if Embiid sits. It burned me last time, or whenever Ben Simmons was out, I jumped on Embiid and I jumped on Harris, and it didn't work, but I'm definitely going to be willing to go back to Harris and Simmons if Embiid's out. Beasley's usage and assist percentage goes up a decent amount without D'Lo. Something to keep in mind. Yeah, Beasley definitely benefits without D'Lo. He's not that cheap though, which is the thing. I think he's 6,400 or 6,700. Yeah, so I mean, you need 40 plus DK points from Beasley tonight for him to be a good play at this price, and he could definitely get there. But I don't know if he's going to be a top option when obviously at shooting guard you're probably playing James Harden and you're possibly playing Bruce Brown as well. Who are you looking at for value at point guard, 5K or less? Probably be Derek White or Kendrick Williams, depending on who plays for OKC. Rondo could be a value as well if Trae Young's out. Who's the Yahoo small forward value? I thought there was some cheap guys I like. I mean, I think Joe Harris, if KD's out for $18, you can play as a value. I thought there was some minimum salary guys that were in play. I think Kendrick Williams, he's still minimum salary. He's small forward. Yeah, so Kendrick Williams, if all those guys for OKC are out again, you could play Kendrick Williams, $10. I think I'm probably going to want to try and fit in DeRozan, though. I like DeRozan quite a bit at 32. He looks like one of the better small forwards right now. What team have the most of in cash, the Nets or the Thunder? I mean, it all depends on who's in or out. If all those guys, if SGA plays, I'm not playing any Thunder guys. But if Kevin Durant's out, then yeah, I'm going to like some Nets guys. If all those guys are out again for the Thunder, I'm going to like some Thunder guys. But if KD and Harden are both in, I think KD and Harden are the two guys I want to play, and I probably won't really be looking to anybody else outside of those two. If players are locks in cash, why wouldn't they be locks in GPP? Well, in cash games, you're kind of trying to just eat the chalk. So, DeMarcus Cousins is probably going to be, in double ups tonight. DeMarcus Cousins is going to be 80, 90% owned. And if he puts up, 45, 50, I mean, you have literally no shot of cashing. But in tournaments, obviously you're not trying just to min cash in tournaments. You're trying to beat out everyone. Whereas in a double up, a cash game, you don't care about getting first place in a double up. You just want to get inside the money. So basically, you're trying to play it safe, just kind of eat the chalk. If a guy's going to be popular, you just kind of play him. So that way, even if he busts, everyone else has him too. So you're kind of fine. But in tournaments, if you can get a leg up on the field by fading someone who's going to be popular and they, bust, then, I mean, yeah, you could DeMarcus Cousins, you could play DeMarcus Cousins in cash. He'd get ejected 2 minutes into the game, and you probably still could cash in your double up. Whereas in tournaments, if you play DeMarcus Cousins and he gets ejected and you play him in tournaments, you're probably not cashing. Just of how the ownership is it's a lot higher in cash games. You'll see guys in 80, 90% owning cash games, which is, possibly what Cousins could be tonight. Whereas tournaments, it'll be a little bit lower than that. And obviously in tournaments, only 20% of the field, 20, 25% of the field get paid, whereas in double ups, 40, 50% of the field get paid. It's a lot different. Brooklyn again last night. No, again, as always, appreciate it. I mean, yeah, they get there, it seems like. Or I forgot what the Brooklyn guys did last night. I don't think any of them had great games, honestly. Yeah, I don't think any of them had good games. If you're saying, appreciate it, telling you to fade Brooklyn, then yeah, that worked out if you fade Brooklyn. It's crazy. A high-scoring game, they scored 120 points, and none of the Brooklyn guys, none of the top three guys, really crushed their salaries. Harden had... So the game, there was 140 total points scored in their game against the Raptors. Harden played 40 minutes and was terrible at his price, only 48 DK points. Durant played, obviously, off the bench, only played 19 minutes, so don't worry about him. But even Kyrie, he played 35 minutes. He was terrible, 27 DK points. I mean, it's just hard to play those Brooklyn guys when they're all healthy and, they're all priced up. But obviously tonight we have a scenario where Kyrie's out. Potentially KD could be out too. Now these Brooklyn guys look a lot more appealing than they normally would. Depot or DeMar? I think I'm going to prefer DeMar DeRozan. Anyone ever say you look like Tom Holland? I get that a lot, Polar Bear. I've been told I look like Tom Holland. I've been told I look like Trae Young. I've been told I look like Dante DiVincenzo. All those guys. Wiggins or Beasley? Honestly, give me Malik Beasley. I just hate playing Andrew Wiggins. I haven't played him once this year. So give me Malik Beasley. Any interest in Eric Gordon if Wall's out? Yeah, if Wall's out, Eric Gordon's in play, but this isn't a slate where I think I'm going to be going out of my way to play Eric Gordon. I feel like there's just going to be so many other guys I like more. You like the Lakers bench considering possible blowout potential? I mean, no. I would never play guys hoping for a blowout. That's just, you're asking for trouble. I know it's not a good play, but Gafford feels sneaky today with the Bulls banged up. They just haven't been given the minutes to Gafford. He's not someone I would consider. You like anyone on the Bulls with Levine or Thad with Markkanen out? Maybe Patrick Williams. I mean, yeah, Levine, he's viable. He's not like a top pay-up option for me, but his price has come down a little bit that he's in play. Markkanen, obviously with him out, Patrick Williams should get more minutes. He's cheap, but, Patrick Williams, I don't know what his upside really is. Even if he plays 35 minutes, he could still give you 20 DK points. But yeah, Patrick Williams is in play. I don't think I want to pay that price for Thad Young, though. Durant labeled as out on dashboard. He's questionable right now. I mean, I follow Fantasy Labs for injury updates, and they tweeted this morning at, let me see if I can find it. They tweeted at 11:55 a.m. update, Kevin Durant health protocols listed questionable for Saturday. So that's what I'm going by. You think if Durant plays, you like paying up for both Harden and Durant? I mean, yeah, that's definitely viable for sure. What's Durant's price? So Durant's 9,800, Harden's 10,700. I'm probably going to prefer Durant if he plays. But yeah, if you can fit both, I mean, that's totally fine. Because right now there's some guard value that I do have interest in. There's some forward value as well. I would say guard's probably the position we're going to want to pay up at. So maybe Harden's the better play over Durant. Well, I'll just have to see. I haven't started building out lineups yet, so I don't really know right now. But I think both are viable, obviously. Harden or Giannis for DK points. I mean, if Kevin Durant's out, I'm going to prefer Harden. Best guard 4,500 and under already have Bruce Brown. I mean, if Trae Young's out, it would probably be Rondo. He's 4,100. Is White a good pivot off of Levine? I mean, Levine's not really going to be that popular, so it's not like you have to pivot. I mean, it would be different if Levine was going to be like really, really popular, but he's not. Patrick Williams, Bruce Brown, or THT? It would be between Williams or Brown. I think I prefer Brown, especially if Kevin Durant's out. I'd rather have Bruce Brown. Any Magic players stand out tonight? I mean, yeah, I think Vooch is a really good play again. Vooch smashed last night in the same matchup. I like him quite a bit once again. He's the guy that I definitely like from the Magic. I'm not too interested in really anyone else, though, outside of Vooch. At least not on this slate. I just think, especially these later games, these 8 o'clock games, there's a lot of news we're waiting on in these 8 o'clock games. So I don't want to have too much exposure to that first game. So that way, when that news comes out, I can make late swaps if I need to. Rubio or White or both? I think we've already answered this, but if Dejounte Murray's out, I prefer White. But both are viable. Both are viable. Any Milwaukee players you might go with tonight? I mean, when Milwaukee's healthy, the only guy I really play is Giannis. So Giannis is in play, but I don't really like anyone outside of Giannis. Jeff Green has to be in play tonight, doesn't he? I mean, yeah, Jeff Green's definitely viable. He's, I think, 5,200. That's his price. He should get a boost if Kevin Durant's out. He started, 2 games ago, he started at center. But regardless, I mean, whether he's starting or coming off the bench, he's been playing, 30 to 32 minutes. So even if he comes off the bench, I wouldn't be too worried. The minutes should be there. He should get more usage, should be more productive with Durant off the floor if he does sit. So, yeah, Jeff Green's in play. If Durant's out. If Durant plays, probably wouldn't go to Jeff Green. Is the Chicago-Orlando game on the DK main slate? Yeah, it is. It's not on Yahoo, though, so if you play Yahoo, that game's not on the Yahoo main slate. Yahoo's main slate doesn't lock until 8 o'clock. You like John Morant? I mean, not really. Like, they just haven't been giving him the minutes. Until I see them give him, 34, 35 minutes, it's hard to trust John Morant right now. I'm sure he's going to pop off at some point, so if you want to just keep chasing it, you can, but I don't think I'm going to be playing him tonight. Is Monte Morris a lock now with Jamal Murray out? I mean, I haven't even looked at that slate. I don't know if it's the early slate that game was on or if there's like a showdown slate, but I mean, yeah, Monte Morris should benefit with Jamal Murray out, but that game's not even on the main slate, so I don't really looking too much into it. I'm outside for a run, and I can hear your dog breathing in my headphones. It's not too loud, but it's funny. I have a half pit and a half bulldog, same thing. Yeah, he is back there snoozing. I didn't think you guys could hear him, but he is snoring back there. I figured, yeah, if you have headphones, you might can hear it, but you probably can't hear it through speakers. I mean, I barely hear it in my ear right now. Your thoughts on Sterling Brown? I'm probably not going to Sterling Brown. Even if John Wall's out, like, I don't really want to play Sterling Brown. Like, he's not going to get a ton of minutes. Like, even off the bench last game with Oladipo out, he still only played. I mean, he played 27 minutes. That was kind of a surprise. I didn't expect that. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to go to Sterling Brown. I think there's going to be better value. I mean, would I be surprised if John Wall's out? He plays 25 minutes off the bench. I wouldn't be surprised, but I feel like his upside is not that high when he's only getting 25 minutes. Joe Harris in play with Irving out? Yeah, I think Joe Harris is definitely in play. I'm going to like him more if Kevin Durant's out, but we'll just have to see. If Kevin Durant plays, I'd be a little less interested in Joe Harris. Draymond Green's a must-play. He's going to play a lot of minutes. He can get points, rebounds, assists, steals, blocks. Yeah, I mean, Draymond, he was on pace to play a ton of minutes last game, except it blew out, so he didn't play any in the fourth quarter. But he was still really productive, and with him starting at center now, I think that is going to boost his fantasy production overall. Norman Powell has been a beast for his price lately. I mean, his price is way up there now. What is he on DK? He's 6,800. He's close to 7K. I mean, you need like 40 DraftKings points from Norman Powell at this price. And I don't know. Like, obviously, he's getting the minutes with OG out, but he's just too expensive. I can't pay 6,800 for Norman Powell. White can still be viable even with Murray in. He is likely to pick up some of Lonnie Walker's minutes now that Walker is out. I agree there, Eddie. I agree. Andre Drummond tonight? Yeah, I like Drummond. I think he's too cheap for sure. He's too cheap on both sides. I usually watch on my laptop. Haven't heard of it, or haven't heard it. You're good. Okay, Justin. Okay. I mean, I didn't think you could hear it anyway, but maybe if you had headphones in, you could probably hear it, slightly hear it in the background. You think Horton Tucker will get big minutes tonight? I mean, not unless like it's a big time blowout. Outside of that, he's probably just playing 18, 20 minutes. If Trey is out, Reddish or Herter, probably would prefer Herter between the two. Against Memphis, I would love to play New Orleans, but I feel I can't. What do you think of Single as a filler? I don't know who you're asking about, but I mean, there's really not much I like on New Orleans tonight. I just feel like there's so many other teams that are appealing. The Pelicans really aren't a team I'm looking to, honestly. LeBron or Curry for points? I mean, probably Curry there. Scotto Anderson in play? Yeah, he should start, probably get big minutes once again. I'd like him more if Eric Pascal's out, but even if Eric Pascal plays, I think Scotto Anderson still starts and gets pretty good minutes. So, yeah, I like him quite a bit. Even being tagged out, any chance KD coming in midway like yesterday? I mean, I would assume he's either playing or he's not. So, if he's active, I assume he starts and is going to play. Imagine KD gets ruled in and we all play him and then he gets pulled from the game again. I mean, that's just going to, oh my God, that's going to be so tilting. But I would assume if he's playing, he's good to go. VanVleet or Drummond for points? I mean, probably Drummond. Laker blowout, can't see them getting many minutes. I mean, yeah, they should blow out the Pistons, but there's been games where I've expected a blowout and the other team winds up winning. So like blowouts are just too hard to predict. I don't really factor it in when I make my lineups, honestly. If I think LeBron's a good play, I'm going to play him. I don't care if it's a blowout or whatever, or if there's blowout risk. Any interest in Zion for cash games? Seems consistent, but not a great ceiling. I don't think Zion's going to be like an optimal cash play. I think there's going to be so many other guys you want to target on the slate. Like I'd play DeMar DeRozan in cash over Zion. Is Kevin Durant officially out? If so, is it Harden night? Kevin Durant's questionable. If Kevin Durant gets ruled out, yes, it'll be Harden night for sure. What do you think about Sexland against the Bucks? I mean, I'm not really on any Cavs outside of Andre Drummond. Have you thought about Jayshawn Tate at all? He's been more productive with his minutes lately, but his price is up to 5K. Yeah, the price is tough to pay on DK. If you play Yahoo, Jayshawn Tate's pretty cheap over there, so I could see playing him on Yahoo, but I don't think he's going to be someone I really consider on this slate, honestly. Patty Mills a value play if Murray's out? Yeah, Patty Mills would definitely be viable if Murray's out. Him and Derek White. NBA can't afford another clown show like last night with KD. I mean, yeah, that was crazy. I don't know what was going on, but it was announced literally at tip-off. The game's getting ready to tip off, and then we just get word Kevin Durant's, not starting, and then we get word he's been ruled out or something, and then he comes in and plays for like 20 minutes. Or he was announced not starting, and then he came off the bench and played 20 minutes, and then he got pulled from the game halfway through the game. It was like, what? Grayson Allen had 26 fantasy points, and he's 3,400. Is he worth it on the low risk? I'm not playing Grayson Allen on this slate. Like, there's just so many other guys I'd rather consider. So many better values. I know Bruce Brown's going to be way more popular, but give me Bruce Brown over Grayson Allen. You like Luka or Porzingis more? I think Porzingis for the savings I'd probably rather go to. I mean, Porzingis should smash against this little Golden State team. And he kind of was last game, except the foul trouble limited him, plus the blowout. Is Anthony Edwards a good play with no Russell? He gets a boost. His price is kind of up there. Like, he's a little bit more expensive than I would like to play or like to pay. But, yeah, Edwards is definitely viable. I think I'd prefer Rubio, though, for the savings. You think DeRozan's going to get a good amount of minutes? I mean, he should. I don't see any reason why not. It's not like it's a back-to-back or anything. If you're playing Grayson Allen, it better be in your 150th lineup. I mean, I agree there. Even if I'm playing 150 lineups tonight, I don't think Grayson Allen would be in my player pool. You're reaching. Ball, Noel, or I guess that means Powell, Ball, Powell, DeRozan, Porzingis, Vooch, Diallo, Roby, Cousins. I mean, yeah, with those OKC guys, we got to wait and see who plays and who's out. But, yeah, those OKC guys are going to be pretty appealing again if, they have an 8-man rotation. What about stacking a team tonight? I don't know if there's any teams we're going to be stacking. I mean, I don't think, unless OKC has 8 guys again like they did last night, then, yeah, we'll be looking at OKC again. But it's too hard to tell right now. So many questionable guys. If Trey is out, do you just plug in Rondo? I mean, Rondo would be a good value. We'd have to wait and see who else gets ruled out, but yeah, Rondo would be a really good value if Trey's out. Pirtle or Cousins? Definitely give me Cousins. Give me Cousins. Andrew Wiggins is a sneaky play tonight. Last game, he nearly got 30, and that was with him sitting out most of the first quarter with 2 early fouls. Wiggins 35+. I mean, hell, if you want to play Andrew Wiggins, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm probably not playing him. Or I for sure am not playing him. I'm very excited to fade the entire Grizzlies team. I mean, yeah, I don't think I'm going to be playing any Grizzlies tonight. They're just divvying up the minutes so much. Like, nobody's playing big minutes. It's hard to really trust anyone on the Grizzlies. Plus, Joe Val's back too. So, with Joe Val back, I mean, that's just going to make it even worse. Horford night again. I mean, we'll have to wait and see who plays from the Thunder. Like, if SGA plays, if Lou Dort plays, if Malden plays, I mean, I have no interest in Al Horford. But yeah, if all 3 of those guys are out again and OKC has an 8-man rotation, I'm totally fine going back to Al Horford. Every single player is playing under 30 minutes on Memphis. I assume that's going to change at some point, but who knows when. I thought it would have, they would have fixed that by now and started giving their starters bigger minutes, but they haven't. Would you play Derek White? Especially, yeah, if Murray's out, I think Derek White's a really good value. I think with Lonnie Walker out, Derek White's already in play, but I'm going to like him more if Murray gets ruled out. Like button, guys. Yeah, hit the like button. Hit the like button, guys. I appreciate all you tuning in here on this Saturday. We'll be live for about 15, 20 more minutes. Answer all your questions. Hopefully we get some news before I end the stream. I mean, we're still waiting on so many question marks. Oh, Jaylen Brown's out for Sunday. That's interesting. Yeah, still so many guys questionable, man. I don't know when we're going to get this news either. Probably around like 5:36 if I had to guess. But who knows. Is Rodney McGruder viable? Why the hell are you playing Rodney McGruder? Is he even like active? Like what? What? Oh my god. King Carter, man, I'm about to ban you from the chat. Don't ask questions about Rodney freaking McGruder. I don't think the coach in Memphis actually knows what his rotation is going to shake out like. I mean, yeah, that's true. I don't know what he's doing, but I could understand, first couple games back from COVID protocols, you kind of take it easy, but it's been like 4 games now. I mean, just play your starters. Play John Morant 36 minutes. Troll questions. I mean, I thought Rodney McGruder was still on the Clippers. I didn't even know he was on the Pistons. Any John Collins love? I mean, he'd get a little boost if Trae Young's out. I played John Collins last slate with Trae Young out, and it came back to bite me. But I'd have interest in him again if Trae Young's out. He still wouldn't be like a top play, though. There'd be other guys I'd prefer over him. Favorite play at center? I mean, it's probably got to be DeMarcus Cousins. On FanDuel, Drummond is 6,900. Tempting to play because oh, man, that's cheap for Drummond. Yeah, that's cheap. Cash out this man for his work. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that, Tata. Appreciate you tuning in. I think Bobby Portis is in line for more minutes since his back-to-back from Milwaukee. I mean, that's not something I can predict, Michael. If you want to play Bobby Portis and hope that he gets more minutes or hope it's a blowout, you can, but that's not something I can really predict. Will you be able to do a live show tomorrow with the early start? It's possible, T-Bone. I don't know yet. I don't even know if I'm going to play this slate tomorrow. I know it's just like 4 early games, but we'll see. I definitely wanted to go live today because I wasn't sure if I'd be live tomorrow. Derek White at 4,700 of value? Yeah, 100%. Especially if Dejounte Murray's out, Derek White will be a really, really good value. Even with Lonnie Walker out, though, Derek White should get more minutes. Coach from Memphis needs to just roll with his starters. This rotation makes no sense. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. It's like they want to play everybody 25 minutes. It's stupid. Embiid or Harden? I'm definitely going to prefer Harden if Kevin Durant's out. Definitely going to prefer Harden. I saw Magruder working at Popeyes last night. Oh, man. Please join the leagues I'm in. I will send you a link. I mean, I don't want to hate on anybody, but, like, I just don't know what goes through these people's heads when they're thinking, should I play Rodney Magruder? Giannis beats me every time, and I never play him. I feel you there, Corey. I've been getting beat by Giannis lately too. It seems like when I try and pay up for him, he sucks, and then when I don't play him, that's when he goes off. Like I paid up for him that night, it was a blowout, and he had like 35 DK points. Spend up for centers or take the value plays and spend up elsewhere. I'm nervous about fading Vooch because it didn't work out last time. I mean, I'm definitely going to want Cousins at center. I think you can definitely play Vooch again though. But we just got to wait and see what value comes out. Like if Embiid gets ruled out, then maybe you pay down at center for Bradley or Howard. Super Bowl MVP, I mean, it seems like whatever team winds up winning, the MVP is going to come from the winning team, obviously. So, I think the Chiefs are going to win. I'm going to go Travis Kelce. Not going to be, throw out Patrick Mahomes and be, eat the chalk there. I'm going to say Travis Kelce, Super Bowl MVP. Travis Kelce's been awesome this year. He needs to close it out with a big one tomorrow night. Thanks for all the content. It's appreciated. Let's get this money tonight. Let's get it, T-Bone. Let's get it, man. Good luck, brother. Good luck. You think Tobias is going to have a good night? I mean, if Embiid winds up out, I'm going to have more interest in Tobias. I wouldn't be playing Tobias if Embiid plays, but yeah, if Embiid's out, I have more interest in Tobias. Thanks for the help last night. Had a solid cash. Thoughts on Kobe White for over 30 fantasy points, average at 6.2K. Thank you for the $5 super chat, Ethan. I appreciate that. You've been super chatting almost every day, so thank you, man. But Kobe White, 6,200. I mean, I'll be honest, he's not really someone I've looked to on this slate. I mean, last night he played 34 minutes, had 25 DK points. Like, he just hasn't been good lately. I think Kobe White, the minutes are going to be there. We know the production's been down, which is a concern. I mean, he's not that cheap. It's not like he's like 5K. If Kobe White was like 5K today, I'd have a lot more interest. At 6,200, I just don't think I'm playing Kobe White on this slate. You can, but me personally, I'm probably not playing him. Mahomes, don't overthink the Super Bowl. Vegas gets crushed if the Bucks win because of money distribution on them. All the futures bet on them. I mean, yeah, it feels like if the Chiefs probably win, then Mahomes is getting the MVP. Is Jamal Murray? Jamal Murray is out, Dylan. Dejounte Murray for the Spurs, he is still questionable. Do you consider Juan Scott or Anderson chalk? I mean, I think if the slate started right now, he would be pretty popular, but depending on what value opens up from now till lock, his ownership might go down if there's some better value that opens up. Did you get Popeyes last night? I did not, Miami Mike, but I did have Culver's. I took my girl loves those fast food burger places. We love them too. Like Five Guys, man, Shake Shack. They don't have a Shake Shack where I live, but I love Shake Shack, man. Shit's so good. And we had Culver's, bro. Culver's burgers are pretty damn good. They're up there with like Five Guys, Shake Shack for like best fast food burger. At least in my opinion. And they got some damn good ice cream too. You can get like these little mix-in things. I forgot what they call them, but they're like, you can get like ice cream mixed in with like a bunch of toppings. So good. Playing any NFL Showdown tomorrow? Any quick tips? I mean, yeah, I'll definitely be playing the Showdown. I'll probably have a video up. If I do get a video up for the Super Bowl, it'll be up tonight. So I'm going to try and get one up for the Super Bowl. I'll for sure be playing, though, 100%. Thanks again for your continued hard work. Best for play 5,500 and below. I mean, if Kevin Durant's out, I think Jeff Green at 5,200 you could look to. You could look to Cam Reddish at 5,100 if Trae Young's out. Those are probably two guys, I guess, that stand out right now. Shake Shack takes too long, but it's good. Yeah, it's good. It's kind of expensive too for a burger place. It's like $12 a person, but it's good, man. In-N-Out in your town? I've never had In-N-Out, sadly. I live on the East Coast, never been on the West Coast, so I've never had In-N-Out. I hear it's really good, but I don't know. Never had it. In my opinion, I think like Five Guys, Shake Shack, those are like the two best burger places, at least that I've had. Whataburger, I've never had Whataburger either. Never had Whataburger, never had In-N-Out. I think there's another popular burger place I've never had. The cheese curd, yeah, I saw they had the cheese curds. I just got like a regular like deluxe burger. I didn't get like the cheese curds or anything. But they're like the ice cream things they make. Those things are pretty good at Culver's. Shake Shack over In-N-Out. I mean, I've never had In-N-Out, so I can't say there. But yeah, I think Shake Shack, man, Shake Shack is fucking good. Oof. You think Vooch will have his minutes restricted? I mean, probably not. I wouldn't think so. He's played on back-to-backs all of his. Like, I think let's take a look at the last back-to-back he played. Let's see. Let's see. So he played 35 minutes at Charlotte, or at home against Charlotte on the 24th, and the next day, same matchup at home, 36 minutes. So he played 36 minutes on a back-to-back. I don't think he's going to be restricted. He should be full go. What'd you think about Cole Anthony tonight? Five Guys is go-to. Yeah, I love Five Guys. I think Cole Anthony's fine. I mean, probably going to prefer other guards over him, like Derek White, Rubio for cheaper. But, it's a good matchup against the Bulls. Pace-up spot. I wouldn't be surprised to see Cole Anthony have a decent game. About to get that Culver sponsorship? Shit, after eating their food last night, I'd be down for one. That shit was good. Muyaz? I don't know what Muyaz is. I've never had that. Appreciate the Saturday content, bro. Good luck to you and everyone tonight. We'll be watching your Twitter. I appreciate that, David. Good luck, man. Thanks for tuning in. Ever had Cookout? Yeah, I've had Cookout. We have one where I live. It's pretty good. It's not my favorite, but it's all right. Who's going to go off that we are not talking about? I mean, I wish I knew because I'd play him. I can't predict the future, but I mean, I think Drummond can really crush his price. If he gets like 32 minutes, I mean, you could definitely get like 50 plus from Drummond. I think Drummond's too cheap tonight, and I don't know if he's going to be that popular, especially with a lot of center ownership going to DeMarcus Cousins. Game of the century tomorrow? I hope so. I hope it's a good game. That's all I want. I don't care who wins. I just want to see a good game tomorrow. Been playing DFS for about 2 years, mostly trying to figure out on my own. Other content sites don't break down the lingo, strategies, tourneys, and like you. I appreciate that, D. I appreciate that, man. Hashtag Team Popeye's Chicken Sandwich. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah. Popeye's over Chick-fil-A. You heard it here first. Popeye's Chicken Sandwich over Chick-fil-A's Chicken Sandwich. I'll say that. Now, Chick-fil-A, they got some damn good waffle fries. They got a ton of sauces. But Popeye's Chicken Sandwich is just better, and that's a damn fact. Porzingis or Siakam on Yahoo. Probably go with... Oh, that's close. Probably go with Porzingis, but that's a close one. I think both are a little bit too cheap on Yahoo. Porzingis, I think, is 32. Siakam's 34. I like both those prices. Oubre in play or chasing? I think Oubre's definitely in play. I mean, he got a ton of minutes last game, even with the blowout. He should be more productive. Like, the Warriors are just so thin right now. Oubre's getting a lot of time with the second unit. Definitely like Oubre again. BurgerFi, I drove by of BurgerFi before, but I've never ate there. Drummond 6,900 or Boogie 5,900. That's a close. I mean, you probably just take the savings and play Boogie, but yeah, that's close. I mean, Drummond, if he's 6,900 on FanDuel, that's cheap, man. That's cheap. Hope you win tonight so you can buy all the chicken sandwiches your heart desires. I appreciate that game theory. Hopefully we can get a dub tonight. I've been taking a bunch of L's lately. I need me a win. Need one more spot, Phil. Would you play Juan Toscano Anderson? Yeah, for sure. If he's in your last spot, I'm totally fine with him. We'll have to wait and see if there's any better value that opens up, but I think Juan Toscano Anderson is definitely a solid value right now. If Warriors are still down with injury, Kelly Olynyk, I mean, yeah, I think Looney and Wiseman are still both out. Pascal's questionable. If Pascal's out, I mean, yeah, they're just going to be pretty thin. They're going to have a 9-man rotation, so Oubre's going to play a ton of minutes. I mean, he's going to have to do something when he's on the floor. Siakam was going hard yesterday. Haven't seen him demand the ball and bang the paint like that in a while. Yeah, he had a huge game. I didn't get to watch that game, but I saw Siakam smash last night. Any interest in Beasley? I mean, yeah, now that Russell's doubtful, Beasley gets a bump, but he's so priced up that I don't think he's a top play. If Beasley was $6K, I'd be a lot more interested in him, but at $6,700, that's a pretty hefty price tag for Malik Beasley. If Brandon Clark's ruled out. How do you feel about Xavier Tillman? I mean, it would all have to depend on who's starting. If they start Tillman, then yeah, he'd be viable, but I don't think I really want to go to any Memphis guys tonight, even if Clark's out. Will Drummond grab 14 rebounds? I mean, he can. If you're asking like over or under, I mean, I don't know if I'd probably take the over there. I mean, I'm usually always willing to bet the over on Drummond's rebound numbers because he can just get 20 boards any night. With Kyrie Irving out tonight, who's a must-play on Brooklyn other than Harden and Brown? I mean, yeah, Harden's going to be a top play if with Kyrie out and potentially KD out. Harden's obviously a top play for sure. How many NFL players, past and present, are from your town? 28. I really don't know. There's a couple guys, but I don't think there's many from where I live. Any thoughts on Baines or Collins? I mean, Aaron Baines, like, it's a good matchup. I was kind of disappointed in his performance last night. He was pretty productive, like on a point-per-minute basis last night, but he didn't get a ton of minutes. They went with Chris Boucher. Baines only played 18 minutes. I mean, he put up 16 in 18 minutes, but yeah, like Baines just, I don't know. The minutes were there, and then they went back down. It's just hard to trust Aaron Baines. John Collins, I think, is viable if Trae Young's out, but neither one are going to be like top plays for me. Real question is, if Durant is out, how many threes does Harris hit? I mean, I think he had like 7 last game when Durant was out, or I can't remember who was out last game. That Washington game, I think it was Durant who sat out, and yeah, Joe Harris went off. Thoughts on Levine? I mean, he's fine. Like, I don't love Levine on this slate. I think there's so many other guys I'd probably rather play. I really don't want to have much exposure to that first game outside of like Vooch, just because I think, you know, these 8 o'clock games are going to be really appealing if certain guys get ruled out. So you're going to want to be able to make late swaps and, you know, play some guys from those games. If we get a scenario where like Dejounte Murray, Joel Embiid, you know, all the OKC guys, if they're all out, I mean, yeah, this is going to be just value galore. Kelly Oubre or Josh Jackson? I'd rather have Kelly Oubre. Wants Scott Anderson or Roby? If OKC has 8 bodies like they did last night and Roby starts, I'd rather play Roby. Cole Anthony or Rubio? Honestly, give me Rubio, personally. Durant exposed the whole team. I mean, it was, yeah, I don't know what's the deal there. I mean, he plays for 20 minutes. He's, you know, touching on players and stuff. He's breathing on players, and then you take him out. Like, I don't think it's too late now. You know, he's already played. He's already been out there for 20 minutes. I'm surprised they're even playing this game. I thought it would got it postponed, but it seems like it's good to go. We'll be live for about 5 more minutes, guys. Just, you know, any last-minute questions you got, throw them in here, and, you know, we'll get them answered. Appreciate y'all tuning in, as always. Any interest in LeBron? I mean, probably, like, minimal interest. I'd rather play, you know, Harden, Luka, Giannis, KD if he plays. Should have watched that Harden interview after the game. I didn't see that. I might need to check it out. Thoughts on playing Draymond, Oubre, and Anderson on the same lineup for cash? I mean, it's too early to tell what the, you know, optimal cash build is. If the slate started right now, I'd probably be fine with that. But if we get value from other teams, then I don't know if I'd want to play three Warriors guys. Boucher's only 4,400. I mean, yeah, if he gets the minutes, he can smash at that price tag. Like, they gave him the minutes last night. I think he played like 20-something, like 25 maybe. Yeah, 27 minutes last night, 32 DK points. Like, if you tell me Boucher's playing 27 minutes tonight, he's a top value play at 4,400, but I just don't know if that happens. It's so hard to predict what they do with Boucher's minutes. You would think going up against Clint Capella, they'd probably want Aaron Baines out there, but I guess we'll see. Best plays from the 10 o'clock game? I mean, on the main slate, I don't really like anyone from the late night game. I guess if you're asking for showdown, I mean, I don't really know, honestly. On Detroit, I think, you know, Jeremy Grant's obviously a solid option. If Wayne Ellington's out again, you could play Josh Jackson maybe. Don't play Rodney McGruder. On the Lakers side, I don't really like anyone outside of like LeBron and AD. I mean, it's just kind of gross. Not that appealing of a game. Someone asked this, but I missed the answer. Is there any value in the Lakers bench with a possible blowout? I'm not doing that, German. You know, if you want to play guys off the bench, hope for a blowout, you can, but it's not something I ever do. Especially not on a big slate like this. It's fine to maybe do it on like a 2-game slate and hope you get lucky, but yeah, on a big slate, just not something I do. I used to watch Norman Powell in high school. He was good, but in NBA, his DK price is too much. I mean, yeah, true. I feel like he is a little bit too expensive right now. Norman Powell is. All right, guys, it's about 5 o'clock, so we're going to wrap up the stream here. I appreciate all you tuning in once again. I don't think I'm going to be live tomorrow, but it's possible. Tomorrow is just like, I forgot what the schedule is, but all the games are early on in the day. Like, they don't have any games at night tomorrow. There is, let's see. All right, so there's 5 games tomorrow, and three of them start at 1 o'clock Eastern time. Another one starts at 2, and another one starts at 3. So I assume there's going to be a 5-game slate tomorrow, starting at 1 o'clock. Maybe I go live, don't know yet, but if I don't see you guys tomorrow, I will definitely be back on Monday. I appreciate you guys tuning into the stream. Best of luck tonight, as always. Appreciate it, guys. Good luck, all right? Let's win some money tonight. Let's get it, baby. Come on.